Hi everyone, welcome back. Can we actually reverse aging by rebooting our biological software? Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, some scientists, like Harvard biologist named David Sinclair, thinks it's possible. He says aging is just a disease and diseases can be treated. This idea is called the information theory of aging. Picture this. Your body's like a computer, and aging is what happens when the software, the so-called epigenetic instructions that tell your cells what to do, gets corrupted. These scientists claim, Mr. Sinclair claims that our bodies have a backup copy of the software, and all we need to do is reboot it to restore youth and health. In other words, you could go back 20 years old. Whoop, like that. Think of it like a scratched DVD. The movie's still there, but it's full of skips and glitches. According to this theory, we can polish the DVD and it gets to play perfectly again. Imagine that. But here's the thing. This theory, as exciting as it sounds, doesn't address the biggest issue in aging, the irreversible loss of motor units and firing rates. These are the electrical systems in our body that control movement and strength. And once they're gone, no amount of epigenetic rebooting will bring them back. Today, I am going to show you why this information theory of aging isn't the miracle solution it claims to be. By the end of the video, you'll see why focusing on motor units and firing rates, the true drivers of aging, is the key to understanding why this dream of reversing aging falls apart. So please, stick around because what you're about to discover will completely change the way you think about aging, longevity, and the hype surrounding the idea of age reversal. First, let's discuss what the information theory of aging is. The information theory of aging suggests that aging is like a computer problem, like I mentioned earlier. Over time, the software that runs our body, our epigenetics, get corrupted. Epigenetics is what tells our cells how to function, like what to repair, what to grow, and when to stop growing. When these instructions get scrambled, our bodies start to break down. Wrinkles form like I got here, muscles weaken, I don't have, and organs stop working as efficiently, which I don't have a problem. Think of your body like a computer. When the files are scrambled, it runs slower and makes errors. You probably experienced this with your phone and laptop. A reboot can fix those glitches, restoring everything to its original performance. That's what this theory claims we can do for our bodies. Press the reboot button and restore our cells to their youthful factory settings. Mr. David Sinclair, the leading voice behind this theory, believes we can reverse aging by rebooting our biological software. He points to technologies like the Yamanaka factors, genes that can reset cells to their embryonic state, as the key to this process. According to him, this could mean not just slowing aging, but actually reversing it, restoring youthfulness across our bodies. But, here's a big but. Here's the thing. While this sounds revolutionary, it doesn't address a critical part of aging, the gradual and irreversible loss of motor units and firing rates. These are, like I said earlier, the electrical systems that make your body move and function. Let me explain why this is the real bottleneck to reversing aging. For those of you that don't know what motor units are, they are the connection between your brain, nerves, and muscles. They are the messengers delivering signals from your brain to your muscles, telling them to move. Every time you blink, and you blink all day, pick up a coffee mug or sprint, motor units are doing the work behind the scenes. Picture this. Imagine a light switch connected to a bulb. The motor unit is like the electrical wiring between the switch and the bulb. If the wires are intact, you can flip the switch and the lights turn on. But if the wires are damaged or missing, no matter how many times you flip the switch, the light won't come on. That's exactly what happens to your muscles when motor units are lost. As we age, motor units start to die off. This isn't something that happens all at once. It's a gradual process. By the time you're in your 70s, you lost more than 50% of your motor units. By 100, 90, 100, the decline becomes catastrophic. You've lost around 90% of them. And here's the critical point. Once a motor unit dies, it cannot be regenerated. Look, you may have perfect cells thanks to epigenetic reprogramming, but without motor units, those cells can't do anything. It's like having a brand new light bulb but no wiring to power it. This is a fundamental flaw in theories like the information theory of aging. They completely ignore motor unit loss, which is irreversible and the ultimate limiting factor in aging. Here's where the information theory of aging completely falls apart. Motor units aren't software. They're physical structures made of nerve cells, muscle fibers, intricate connections. You can't reboot something that's physically broken or missing. It's like trying to fix a shattered smartphone screen by restarting the phone. The software might reload, but the screen is still cracked. Picture this. Imagine you got a computer with a missing keyboard. Sure, you can reinstall the software, but without a keyboard, there's no way to interact with the machine. In your body, motor units are like that missing keyboard. Without them, no amount of cellular rebooting can make your muscles function. Even if the rebooted cells are in pristine condition, they can't restore the motor units that connect your brain to your muscles. It's like having the fastest internet in the world, but no modem to connect to. It's useless. Let me speak about firing rates. Firing rates are the electrical signals sent by your brain to your muscles to make them contract. But if your motor units are gone, there's nothing for those signals to connect to. It's like trying to send a text to someone who doesn't have a phone. No matter how advanced the technology, the message has nowhere to go. Motor units are the hardware of your body. They're the wiring and circuits that make movement possible. Rebooting your epigenetic software doesn't fix broken or missing hardware. This is a fundamental limitation of the information theory of aging. It doesn't account for the fact that your body isn't just software. It's a combination of software and the hardware can fall permanently. Mr. Sinclair's theory sounds exciting, but it completely ignores the hardware side of the equation. Aging isn't just about corrupted software, it's about physical wear and tear. And once motor units are gone, as I mentioned earlier, no amount of epigenetic rebooting can bring them back. This is the inconvenient truth no one wants to talk about, but it's the reality we must face. The information theory of aging is built on the idea that your body has a perfect backup copy of its epigenetic instructions. It claims that if we reset these instructions, we can turn back the biological clock. But here's the problem. Aging isn't just about scrambled instructions. It's also about physical wear and tear. Like I mentioned earlier, no backup copy can repair that. Imagine restoring a classic car by resetting the blueprint. You might have the original plans for a shiny new engine, but if the actual engine is rusted and broken, the blueprint won't fix it. Similarly, your body might have some original epigenetic instructions, but they can't rebuild things that are physically gone, like motor units. And let's not forget, aging involves physical deterioration. Things like muscle loss, tissue damage, and death of motor neurons. Resetting epigenetic instructions might help some cells function better, but it can't reverse the loss of physical structures. Aging is far more complicated than just faulty software. I mean, the theory does sound promising, but it oversimplifies the problem. Our bodies aren't just programs you can reboot. They're complex systems where physical structures matter as much as cellular instructions. And when those structures are gone, no backup copy can bring them back. This is why this theory falls apart when faced with the realities of motor unit and firing rate loss. Scientists are pouring billions into longevity research, are obsessed with cells, how to rejuvenate them, fix their DNA, and reset their programming. They talk about CRISPR, senolytics, and Yamanaka factors as if they hold the keys to immortality. But here's the thing, they're not telling you. None of these interventions address the neuromuscular system, the connection between your brain, nerves, and muscles, the motor units, is completely left out of the conversation. Imagine upgrading the operating system in your phone while ignoring the fact that the screen is shattered and the battery's dead. You might have a flashy new operating system, but it's useless without the physical hardware to make it run. This is what happens when scientists ignore motor units in their quest to reverse aging. Here is the harsh truth. Motor unit death is final. By the time you're 100, you lost over 90% of them. Once they're gone, no existing technology, no CRISPR, no miracle drug, no reboot, no fasting, no CR can bring them back. They're not cells you can edit or rejuvenate. They're physical structures, and when they die, they don't regenerate. This is the elephant in the room. Scientists can't reverse aging if they're ignoring one of the most fundamental systems in your body. The loss of motor units isn't just another aspect of aging, it's a catastrophic failure that no amount of cellular tinkering can fix. Without addressing this, the dream of reversing aging is just that, a dream. Let's talk about one of the most common arguments brought up by a lot of people. Even Mr. Tia brought this up. If humans can build airplanes to mimic flight, surely we can reverse aging with AI. Here's the problem. Airplanes don't grow feathers, flap wings, or perch on trees. They mimic the function of flight, but are nothing like the biological process of a bird. Similarly, we might one day develop robotic limbs and exoskeletons to enhance movement, but that doesn't mean we can regenerate motor units or restore firing rates in the human body. Imagine trying to grow a set of functional wings to take off like a bird. It's impossible because humans lack the anatomy and biological wiring to make it happen. The same goes for motor units. These are physical structures that deteriorate with age and can't be restored or rebuilt once they're gone. You can't reboot what doesn't exist anymore. Losing motor units is like losing an arm. Once it's gone, no amount of gene therapy, fasting, calorie restrictions, special diets, supplements, or senolytics will bring it back. It's the same thing. No robotic limb or exoskeleton can replace the intricate neuromuscular system that drives human movement and vitality. When David Sinclair talks about rebooting your system, he's essentially saying he'll build a time machine to go back when you still had motor units. Or, to use our analogy, back to when you had an arm you lost. Why? Because rebooting your system, as he calls it, does not restore something that's physically gone. You cannot, I keep repeating, you cannot reboot motor units that have died or an arm that's been severed. This is what makes his theory so ridiculous. It's as if he's living in the Twilight Zone, promising a journey back in time to undo physical damage that has already occurred. But here's the hard truth. Biology doesn't work that way, and there's no technology in existence or on the horizon that can reverse time. Let's face reality. Some things are beyond the reach of biology and technology. Reversing the loss of motor units and restoring firing rates is one of those things. Once the motor neurons die and the motor units they control are lost, it's game over. Nothing can bring them back. Put it this way, we'd have a better chance of colonizing the entire galaxy before solving this problem. Why do I say that? Because galactic colonization are theoretical concepts with pathways grounded in physics. Restoring motor units and firing rates is like trying to grow a new limb by thinking hard enough about it. It's fundamentally outside the realm of what's biologically possible. When people say, if we can fly, we can reverse aging, they're missing the point. Humans didn't learn to fly like birds. They created an entirely different system. Likewise, we might create tools to support aging bodies, like assistive technology, but we'll never bring back lost motor units or natural firing rates. This dream isn't just unlikely, it's impossible by the laws of biology and physics. David Sinclair, Bryan Johnson, Peter Diamandis, and even Aubrey de Grey have a common message. Don't worry, everyone. Reversing aging is right around the corner. AI will solve it for us. Sounds great, doesn't it? But let's take a closer look at why this claim doesn't hold up under real scrutiny. AI is an incredible tool, processing data, identifying patterns, and even designing cutting-edge technology. But here's the catch. AI can't rewrite the laws of biology. Motor units are physical structures made up of neurons, muscle fibers, and neuromuscular junctions. Once these units are lost to aging, they're gone forever. AI cannot magically restore or make them reappear. Imagine trying to use AI to grow a new arm after losing one. It doesn't matter how advanced AI becomes. Without the biological material, it's impossible. The same applies to motor units. The Sinclairs and the Diamandis and the Johnsons of the world want us to believe that AI will somehow find a way to regenerate lost motor units. But AI is limited to what's physically and biologically possible. Motor unit loss is caused by neuron death, denervation, and irreversible cellular degradation. AI might propose ideas, but it can't overcome the basic facts that motor units don't regenerate naturally. Put it this way, even if AI somehow regenerates motor units, there's still the issue of training. Restoring firing rates doesn't mean your body will automatically regain its movement and coordination. Decades of specialized training would be required to rebuild strength, speed, and reflexes. AI can't bypass the need for physical effort, which is essential for neuromuscular health. The Sinclairs, the Johnsons, Diamandis, and the de Greys of the world want us to believe we're on the verge of solving aging. Their message is seductive because it offers hope, but it's also dangerously misleading. Believing AI can overcome these insurmountable challenges is like believing we'll build time machines or colonize distant galaxies in the next decade. Restoring motor units and firing rates isn't just hard, it's biologically impossible. Bottom line, the idea that AI will reverse aging and regenerate motor units is science fiction, not science fact. The public deserves the truth. AI is powerful, but it's not magic. It can't defy biology, physics, and the laws of nature. To the Sinclairs, Johnsons, the Diamandis, and the Greys of the world, stop selling the dream of immortality through AI. It's time to focus on realistic goals like improving quality of life through training, diet, and practical interventions. If any of these longevity enthusiasts truly believe AI will solve motor unit loss, I challenge them to show us how. Until then, it's just another overhyped fantasy designed to sell books, supplements, and false hope. Billions of dollars being poured into longevity research. The problem? Most of this money is chasing the wrong goals. These projects focus on things like epigenetic resets, cellular rejuvenation, and genetic editing, but they completely ignore the fundamental issue of aging, the irreversible loss of motor units. This creates a dangerous illusion, convincing people that immortality or even reversing aging is just around the freaking corner. People invest their time, hopes, and money into products, books, and treatments that promise miracles. But none of these address the hard truth. Once your motor units are gone, no amount of money or magic pill is going to bring them back. Therefore, instead of chasing fantasies, we need to focus on practical science-backed solutions that can actually improve our health span. Here's what really works. Specialized training, engage in lifelong resistance training and power exercises. Focus on speed, reflexes, and flexibility to keep your neuromuscular system as strong as possible. High protein diet. Don't fall for the hype. The high protein diet trigger aging. Protein is critical for maintaining muscle and neuromuscular health. Consider supplements like creatine, beta-alanine, even alpha-GPC, L-citrulline, which support muscle strength and delay fatigue. These won't stop motor unit loss, but they help optimize the function of what you still have. You can't stop motor unit loss. It's part of life. But you can slow its impact by staying active, training smart, and fueling your body with the right nutrients. These are the things that give you control of how you age. Look, false promises distract us from these real practical solutions. Instead of dreaming about immortality, which is not happening, we need to focus on what we can do right now to live healthier and longer lives. Remember, every dollar spent chasing myths is a dollar not spent on what truly matters, giving people the tools and knowledge to age with strength, dignity, and health. Let's refocus our energy on the achievable and leave the pipe dreams behind. As I mentioned throughout this video, motor units are the unsung hero of your body. They're critical for movement, coordination, and overall function. Without them, the theories about reversing aging is not happening. The information theory of aging, which claims can reboot our biological software, doesn't address the hard truth. The physical loss of motor units is irreversible. No amount of epigenetic resetting can fix the problem rooted in the hardware of your body. It's like trying to reboot a computer without a motherboard. It's simply not possible. So, what can you do? What can we all do? Don't fall for the hype bullshit. Forget about chasing immortality or magic cures. Instead, focus on what you can control. Build healthy habits that last a lifetime. Engage in specialized training to maintain your neuromuscular health. I mean, I show some of the exercises in my channel. Eat a high protein diet and consider supplementing that actually support your muscles and nerves. Prioritize movement, flexibility, and strength as part of your daily life. The dream of reversing aging might sell books and products, believe that. But the reality is this: our time on earth is finite. What matters is how we use it. Let's focus on living better today rather than chasing impossible fantasies. Finally, I leave this challenge to any scientist or researcher watching this video, if you are watching it. If you aren't, I really don't care. I invite you to prove me wrong. Show me the evidence. Show me how motor units can be restored or firing rates mimicked in a way that truly reverses the effects of aging. Show me the proof, and I'll be happy to change my stance. But until then, I urge you all to question the hype, think critically, and focus on what's real, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching, and we must make the most of our time we have. Look, I am not trying to be the most intelligent person in the world, but I know I'm right about this. I don't think I am right. I know I am right. Nothing on this planet, no stem cells, nothing can restore the loss of motor units, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day. I hope some of this information helped you. See you in my next video.